Yeah, sorry. I'm sorry for that interruption. I think I ran out of data or something. So I'm so sorry for that. So let's quickly share the new link with our friends so they will join back and we can resume our class. So sorry for that. So I will just wait few minutes for the rest of us to join and then we'll start it strongly. So let's see. Yes, we are back. We can't give the network a chance today. It's not possible. We have made so many classes this week, and today is payback. We have to pay back. So network will not even stop us. We're looking at the 6 steps of effective strategy. When you want to form a strategy, what are the things those that this strategy is good? This strategy is enough. This strategy will work. What are those things that shows that? So to test your strategy, effective one, you must ask this question: is the strategy based on clear definition of customers and their needs? What you are forming as a strategy, does it really define who your audience will be? In this case, we don't use audience, we use customers, target customers. Does it define your target customers and what they need? So if that strategy does not define your customers or your target customers, your prospective customers, your uh yes, if it doesn't define them clearly that this is the set of people you want to sell to and this is what they need. Okay, this product is for secondary school students, and for secondary school students, this is what they will likely need from this kind of product. This is what they need. So your strategy must clearly define such terms. That is the first thing your strategy must answer. The second one is that, is it talk on when we had that unfortunate network issue? So I was trying to say, if we say competitive advantage, we've we've talked about it earlier on. Network issue. So like we mentioned it when we were talking about marketing, but I really want us to talk about it in a clearer time. Like when you hear competitive advantage, does it mean competition? What trying to say when they say competitive advantage? What is the meaning? You understand? You may want to kind of ask yourself or probably know about all that. So that takes us to, excuse me, allow me to connect my other so that I will also be able to know if this thing is working, if the screen is showing and everything. Okay, fine. It's like we're having a good one now. So, so I was expecting someone to ask, sir, what's the meaning of competitive advantage? We've mentioned it before too when we're talking about the meaning of marketing. So now under strategy, we are still mentioning it that your strategy, for it to be a good one or effective one, it must answer this question. It must be based on competitive advantage. What it means is that you must be able to clearly state what makes that your own product, your services, the ideas that you want to sell, what makes it better than those that are already selling it, that are already making those same products. So what is the competitive advantage that consumers, potential consumers will have for switching to your own product, leaving the product they have been using before? So you must create your strategy, must create that. You must know that you are not the only one that is producing sachet water. You are not the only one producing detergent. So you will need to make sure your competitive advantage. Another thing, the third one, don't forget we said we have 6 of them. So the next one it should answer, number 3, is that your strategy must answer this. Does it incur some acceptable risk? The kind of risk, the strategy you want to adopt, are they acceptable or unacceptable risk? So your strategy must be able to, stand against us, stand well on that question. Does it incur some acceptable risk? Is it resource and managerially supportable? The strategy you want to form, is it realistic? When we want to really achieve it using resources, and when we want to manage it, can it be managed? Can resources work for it? So you can't just bring strategy that is from Mars or from another planet. It must be something that is realistic here and supportable by managerial uh, skills. Now, another one is, can it achieve product market objective? Don't forget that the main reason why you are trying to use strategy is that you have some set of objectives that you want to achieve by marketing. So you need a plan, a strategy to achieve those objectives. So it is necessary that your strategy answer this question. It must be able to achieve product market objective, which is like the basic thing a strategy is meant to do. And lastly, is it internally consistent? That your strategy, can it be used over time and still produce result? Those are the 6 tests of strategy that we have. For a strategy to be effective, you must clearly define your audience. We are not in MAC132. It must clearly define your target customers and what they need. 2, it must be, so it must have competitive advantage. We've talked about that. 3, it must incur some acceptable risk. 4, it must be supportable by resource and managerially. 5, it must achieve product market objective. And lastly, it must, of course, be internally consistent. Once you know those 6 tests, so whenever you want to form a strategy for a company on the strategy they should use to achieve their objectives, you will know that you, as a person forming the strategy, you need to ask yourself 6 questions on that strategy you want to form. So if the strategy passes the 6 of them, then you have come up with a perfect and a workable. Next thing we'll be talking about is positioning. And before we talk about positioning, I am going to test us again. Uh, this test is going to be very fun. I know you guys can answer it. You will not fall my hand, I know. So, okay, so okay, sorry. You have the question there. Let's answer it and see it. Yes, Imao Bong Willie, you are welcome, and every other person just joining us. You're all welcome tonight. We have 3 classes tonight, and we'll soon stop this one because we have 5 minutes more though. Now, positioning. What does it mean? Positioning is the choice of target market, which means where the manufacturer wants his product to compete in the market and differential advantage, which means how the company wants the product to compete in the marketplace. Another school of thought says that positioning is simply how the consumer thinks about the product in his mind whenever it is mentioned or remembered. Now, this positioning we are talking about, let me give you a very simple scenario to understand it. Imagine you are actually making a car part, or you want to sell a car part. We are talking of replaceable parts in a car, which is mostly useful to mechanics, car owners, and the rest of them. And then you went to a school environment, a secondary school, to market that product. That is misplaced positioning. That is one meaning of positioning. You must position it where the right target market, consumers, customers, where the right target is. Not producing something that is meant for the hospital, then you go to uh, the maybe cafe or an eatery to be marketing it. It doesn't sound, it doesn't, that your position is lacking. But that is, positioning is even more than that. Positioning is more than that, because this one that I'm seeing that most people are off again. I hope it's not my network again. Let me check from my own side there and see if it's my network. I don't want to believe it's my network, but if it is, I think I will need to. Oh, well, it's slow, but it's actually working. Now, positioning, like we said, it's just the choice of the target audience where the product will compete in the market. And another school of thought made us to understand that when we talk about positioning, we can actually be talking about the impact the product we have on the target customers or consumers. You know, uh, in Nigeria, basically, now, if you mention, let me say, uh, Milo or Bonvita, I am not promoting anybody, nothing concern me. You've learned this in one of your courses when we talk about free promotion. Maybe somebody mistakenly mentioned something, mentioned a product where a lot of people are, and some people just, wow, so this thing is good, and then they started using it. That is free promotion. The company did not pay for that one. So if you mention Bonfita in Nigeria now, or Milo, or maybe Coca-Cola, it sounds in somebody, people are like, it's just like you feel like nobody don't know those ones. So it are those kind of products, they've created some impression in the mind of the consumers, so much that when somebody mention Coke now, what comes to your mind will be, something that can refresh. I'm very thirsty, you know. So position, that is, also that is another work of positioning in product life. The other thing we're talking about is techniques, advertising agency, and firm. But do we still have the time to do that? Because we must check. So let's see, technique. Technique is commonly used in sales promotion to indicate those tools that are applied in sales promotion. The tools you use to carry out your sales promotion is what we call techniques. You must be careful for you not to interchange techniques for strategy. Techniques are tools, strategies are plans. You should know the difference. Techniques are tools, strategies are plans. I think this is where we will hang the boots tonight, because the next thing we're going into advertising agency. It's really a very bulky one, and we don't have time again for this class. We are meant to go into the next class as soon as possible. So let's stop it here tonight. No assignment tonight. Let me just chip in something and let us know that I'm actually working on an app very soon. I'll release it. That is where you'll be doing your assignment. So it's going to be easier for us to coordinate assignments. You will create your own account there. It's only for assignment. You'll be doing your assignment there. I'll be uploading them. You'll be marking it there. You don't worry. This your subscription you are doing. You will get your full value for it. You will not blame yourself that you actually subscribe. You guys know that I always come up with good ideas to help you guys. I've been coding since the past 3 days, and I still have a few more days to code. So when I'm done with the products, I'll release the link to you guys so everybody will register and start attempting assignments there. So after each class, you log in, submit your assignment. The assignment will be timed. Once you start it, it will be timed. You can't go and be cheating. You must do it properly, just like you are doing TMA. So thank you guys for your time tonight. I will just give you 5 minutes, which means by 9:55 I will start the second class. Use 5 minutes to refresh your brain, drink water, and get set, get refreshed for the next class. Thank you.